air traffic controller Pat McGerrity, who got fired from LAX for stuttering and is suing them for a whopping $30 million. McGerrity, welcome to Born to Kibitz. Thank you so much for being on our show. Don't be petrified about being on the news or on television. You look a little alarmed, but tell us, Pat, you're a successful air traffic controller, and they fire you. Why would they fire a professional air traffic controller? Why would they fire you?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I was the only reason I was fired was for stuttering.
They fired you for stuttering?
Stuttering.
Well, so you're saying that they didn't know that you had a speech impediment when LAX first hired you, or was it the stress of the job that
it comes out more under stress?
A stressful situation?
Yeah.
Forgive me for I don't mean to demean it by laughing, but why didn't they know that you stuttered before, or?
I stuttered a little bit in the interview, but they thought it was because I was nervous.
I see. So how long was your employment at LAX as an air traffic controller?
For 4 days.
4 days.
Four days.
So you're saying that now you're suing them for unlawful termination and how is that discrimination if they recognize that your speech impairment could lead to some difficulties in the...
I know a lot of people working at LAX who have, you know, I know pilots who lisp. They still have their jobs. I know a flight attendant,
right,
spits when she talks. She still has her job. I know Asian ticket agent who can't pronounce R's or L's. She still has her job.
Okay.
4 days. Outsky. It's not fair.
I'm sorry. Forgive me for...
I never had an
accident. I was going to say, what
accident?
If you ever
I've
get
had near
misses.
Near misses.
Okay.
But so is everyone.
Sure. Now let me ask you this: if you ever got stressful in the tower or wherever they do it,
yeah.
I know that singing is a successful therapy for people who stutter. Would you ever sing a flight in if you got under stress?
Yes. Yes.
Could you give us an example? Could you give us an example of singing?
If it's a tough if
it's a tough flight?
It's a tough
time?
Number.
Okay.
To say. I've sung planes in.
Could you sing a plane in for us? Give us an example.
For example, United 1666 was hard to say, so
you sang it? How would you give us an example of how you sang it?
United 805 take runway 9 come into runway 10 bank left come around again, and I don't stutter when I
sing.
Yeah.
And I would think that, for goodness sakes, that they would recognize that it had an entertainment value as well. You could bring a plane in. You could entertain the pilot. You weren't under stress. A lot of famous people who stutter are great singers, and yet they fired you.
Couldn't sing all the time, but this is a clear-cut case
job discrimination?
Unfairness.
Unfairness. Right, okay. Now tell me something. As a child, were you always afflicted with this particular speech impairment as a kid? Or can you tell us about that? Did you have nicknames growing up and were children?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I went, when I was young,
right.
I went for therapy.
Okay.
And it helped.
Right.
Helped.
It helped.
Considerably. They taught me to say, Peter Piper, pick poppers.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But those don't come up in conversation very often.
And so you went on to become one of the most successful air traffic controllers. Not very successful air traffic controller, I might.
I love the work.
But you like the work.
The work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't plan on letting this stop me.
Are you going to apply for another job at a?
Yeah, I've already sent an application in to Denver Airport.
Aha, so maybe you'll work at the Denver Airport.
Denver.
Now tell me something. A little bit about your social life. Are you? Have you ever been married before, or is that a problem in terms of relationships with?
I had one serious relationship. With a woman. And we went together for a while.
Right. Did you?
I
proposed.
Asked her to marry me.
And what happened?
She was out the door before I could even finish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then you concentrated on your professional career.
I want to be an air traffic.
Well, Pat McGerrity, I want to thank you for being on Born to Kibitz. I just wanted to ask you one question. I hope you don't think it's obtrusive or intrusive. But what do you think the reason is that you do stutter so much?
Yeah, a lot. They attribute.
We got about 1 minute.
My mouth doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what it is.
Pat McGerrity, thank you for being on Born to Kibitz.
We're done.
And good luck with your $30 million lawsuit.
I'm going to win. My attorney has a cleft palate.